Okay, so we are ready to expand on our VMware environment. We've got vCenter installed. It's running on our only ESXi host. So what I want to do now is create a Windows Server 2012 R2 template. We've kind of done this in a previous video for VMware Workstation. What I'm doing here is just creating the template for the vSphere environment. So that's just going to be pretty much the same task as before. We're just going to install the server, we're going to conduct the updates, we're going to run sysprep, and then in vSphere we'll convert it to a template. And we'll do a quick demo of what it looks like to um, create a virtual machine from template. It's such a good technique to save a lot of time by building I guess a SOE essentially. That's what most organizations will do. And then they turn that into a template, and that's the virtual machine to which they will build new virtual machines from. So it's pretty straightforward. I'm not going to show the whole process of, especially with the updates, because we've seen that before in a previous video. Um, so just to get a bit of an idea, this template is going to also live in our VM network. It will be powered off, so it's not going to be something that's that you would log into on a regular basis. It's going to be sysprepped, and then it's in a powered off state and converted into a template. So it actually won't even uh, be a virtual machine to power on. And we'll see what that looks like once we've got it all set up. So what I'm going to do is just jump back into our lab environment and we'll start this process. Okay, so the process here is, and I think I need to do something prior to creating this virtual machine, and that is to make the ISO available in vSphere. Let's have a look. Let's just drop out to our hosts here, and if I right click on ESX1 and create a new virtual machine, essentially that's what we're doing at the moment, is creating a virtual machine that we're going to convert to a template. And what I normally call it is a Windows Server 2012 R2 template, and it's asking us whereabouts we want to store this virtual machine. I'll just leave it in discovered virtual machine for now. It's going to go into templates later, so a templates folder that they'll create a bit later. I only have one host to store this machine on, and I will store it on the Silver Data Store. Will be compatible with ESXi 6.7 and later. I'm not going to have any older ESXi servers in our environment. And it's going to be a Windows 2012 R2. Actually, there is no R2 option here. It's just 2012 above. And I'm just going to give it a little additional storage. Actually, I might just give it 80 gig. I'll make sure it's thin provisioned. So thick provision lazy zeroed means that it's going to pretty much consume the 80 gig straight off the bat. We don't want to do that. We just want it thin provisioned, and it'll expand as we use it. And one of the cool things within VMware, we can actually change the provisioning policy on our virtual machines if we need to. The other thing I find extremely important is ensuring that we are using the VMXNet 3 native VMware drivers for our virtual machines. There are circumstances where we wouldn't use it, but predominantly to ensure that we get the best network performance for our virtual machines, use this adapter. And everything else, I don't think I need to really change. Quite happy with. So we'll just hit to get to finish. So this will create the virtual machine. It won't power it on or anything like that. It's ready to go. Now what I might do, actually no, I won't worry about it. at the moment. I was going to maybe install the remote console, but I'll leave it for another video. Let's power it on. Now, I can't remember whether or not I can. Yeah, I think I can mount the ISO directly on this machine without having to actually install the ISO on a data store. So just bear with me. So obviously we've got the virtual machine, but we don't have the ISO to install 2012 R2 available to us. I'm just thinking now. We do need to. I'm pretty sure if I had the remote console, so I think we will install the console just to make life easier. VMware remote console, run as administrator. So this is just a little application running on the client machine. It just provides a little bit of better features to manage our virtual machines in console mode instead of using the web interface. Let's go install. It takes a few moments. I think it does ask for a reboot. I might just skip that. I think I can get away. I think I've gotten away with it before. It's nice and quick. No reboot. That's good. So let's launch the remote console, and we just get a few little warnings, and we're always happy to open our virtual machines in the remote console. It's probably a more recent version, maybe the console version that I'm running, and I'm happy to trust the certificate. And lost it. Back. Okay, so got the virtual machine right here. It has booted up, but can't do anything. Now I'm pretty sure I can add CD-ROM here, the ISO, and that ISO is in my C drive, Microsoft Server 2, and open, and just hit the Control Delete, let it do a reboot. There we go. Now we're in. Now we're running. So you can see there the console has a little bit more, few more options than just doing a web console. Web console is just great if you just need to quickly log in from anywhere and you just need to do something inside the OS. But in terms of creation, I find that the this remote console software is a lot better. Okay, so we've done this before in another video. I'll just get it to install. Setup is starting. Right, I do need the key, so I'm just going to pause the recording, add the key in, and then move along. Okay, key has been entered. As I've mentioned in a previous video, without VMware tools running, which is obviously impossible because we don't have an OS installed yet, the mouse, the interaction with the mouse in this console is pretty woeful. So I'm just going to use the keyboard. I want the GUI installation for this template. Go next. So I'm just using the Alt N to go next. I'm going to use the Alt A to go accept, and then Alt N to go next. Just using the down arrow to hit custom and just hit enter. I can see there's my 80 gig drive. Don't need to do anything here. Just hit next, and that's it for now. So the 2012 R2 install will complete. Probably doesn't take too long. But I will just pause the video and we'll see you at the other end once the installation is complete. Okay, install complete, and it's just done a reboot. So we're just at the prompt where it's asking us for a password. So this is where we go into audit mode, which is what I normally do to create my template. And in order to sysprep, to properly, I suppose, sysprep my machine, Control Shift F3, the server will reboot. And my first aim, I think I'll give it a go, but I'll try and get VMware tools installed, because managing this virtual machine through the console window with the mouse is pretty horrendous. So boot up in a moment. Okay, so I'm going to continue booting into audit mode until we sysprep the machine. So what I'm going to do now, this can be quite difficult. I think it's a bit of a challenge to get VMware tools installed because I don't have a mouse. Let's make this full screen. And what I need to do here is, look at that, it's kind of opened up, but I don't have any mouse control. So I go the Windows key E. No, it's not working here. Let's try that again. No. This is the real hard part. And there might be a better way to do this. Maybe there's somebody out there might enlighten me of a better way to manage, but I'm going to just use the keyboard to get around. You can see down the bottom there, I'm just flicking through the different options. I want to open up the Explorer. I'll hit spacebar, and now I've got VMware tools in sight. If I hit there, so I can just open, and basically just want to run the 64. Don't think I'm obviously administrator, so it doesn't really matter. Let's see if we can get this installed. This will save us a little bit of grief moving forward. I'm assuming I don't need any additional prerequisites to get VMware tools installed. We had some issues with the 2008 R2 server because of the compatibility issue between SHA-1 and SHA-2 certificates. So that's showing up down the bottom. Just need to see if I can get myself out of this window. Quite painful, to be honest. That's what I want to open up. There we go. Just using the keyboard now. So I'm just using the Alt button and using the shortcut key to get through. Beautiful. Let's see, will the shortcut key work? Alt F. No, it's talking about the network. Alt F net. No. Just need to highlight the window again. There we go. F and Alt, yes, please. Right, this will only take a second, so I should get some mouse control now. The next plan is just to apply the updates. Like in my previous previous video, I do my updates through PowerShell. I'll need a couple of prerequisites before I can do that. Let's just double check. So mouse is much better now. Just make sure I've got an IP address. So what I might do here, just see if I can get onto the admin share. J2 administrator, password, and I know that I need Microsoft Utilities. I need the management framework 5.1. I'll just copy that here. And I think I need a higher version of .NET installed. At least 4.5.2. Just grab that one as well. Beautiful. So I'll start off with the .NET installation. So the Windows Management Framework 5.1 has a more recent version of PowerShell, which will allow me to install the PS Windows Update PowerShell module, which means then I can use PowerShell commandlets to download and install the updates, which is how I prefer to do it. Each to their own though. Some people might just prefer to use the old-fashioned way of just going through the Windows Update screen. I just pause the video, just wait for this to complete. Now complete. Ask for a reboot. I might just pause again, and then we'll do the management framework installation. Okay, and we're back, and now we'll just install management framework. Open. Please accept. So I'm still sticking with 2012 R2 servers for the time being. I know that it's essentially a 10-year-old product, and most organizations probably have even moved away from 2012 R2. It's still supported. It's just useful in a lab environment. It's a bit more lightweight than 2016 and 2019 and above. So just for now, we'll just go with 2012 R2, and we will progress to the more recent iterations of server as we move along in this lab. But just for now, I'm just sticking with 2012 R2. I'll just pause the video for one more reboot. Okay. So I'll just, I don't need those anymore. Installed. Wait. So I don't have proper full screen, fortunately, just with the way that I'm using these windows, or do I? Actually, that's better. It's below here. Anyways, happy with that. So let's go into PowerShell. One of the first things I think I need to do is just set the TLS on this machine. Just bear with me, I'll just grab the command. Okay. So this is the command now. I don't have the ability to copy and paste, but that's all right. Protocol equals system dot security protocol don't know if it's case sensitive, but type ls12. Cool. So the execution policy remains assigned. And yes to that. And then install module ps windows update. Don't get any errors. Looking good. Something's happening. Beautiful. And just the last bit. Just going to grab PS Windows Update. It's done. Then, as per my previous video, put module PS Windows Update. Get WI install. I accept all. I'll auto reboot. Install the updates and give me the output of what's happening using the verbose switch. And this should technically pulling down updates and installing them. This will probably take another hour and a half or so to complete. So I'm going to stop the video at the moment and we'll reconvene once this is fully complete. And then we will be able to sys prep our machine and then convert it into a template. And then I think we'll look at deploying a virtual machine from that template. So I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, so the updates have now complete. So we can go ahead and sys prep our machine. So out of the box experience with the generalize option, and I do a shutdown. This process might take just a few seconds. Background, we do need to, so our login to vSphere will time out after a period of time. So we'll just log back in. There's our template there. Get a little bit of a window into what this what the GUI is doing. There's our vCenter, run nicely. Just pause for a moment. Sys prep procedure might take a little bit longer than expected, but essentially once the sys prep has been configured, it's just literally shutting the server down. Oh, here we go. This looks good. Done. I'll just close that window. We don't need to be in the console anymore. Just do a quick, we don't need to do a refresh. So as you can see here, it's now powered off. Now it's still a virtual machine in its current form. So what I'm going to do is just create a new folder, a new VM and template folder. Just going to call it templates. I'm going to place this virtual machine into here. And what I'm going to do is right mouse click on it and go to template and convert to template. That's all there is to it. And now you can see the virtual machine is changed into a with a little template icon, a little bit different to the virtual machine. You click on it, you can't manipulate it like a virtual machine in any way, all we can do is create a new virtual machine, which I'll just show the process. So to create a virtual machine from our template, we just go right mouse click on a template, new VM from this template. We are in the next video going to build our second domain controller, so that's meldc2. We'll put it in our discovered virtual machine folder. Compute resources, we only have one, and choose this data store. The template's thin provisioned. I always just select thin provisioned anyways, just to make sure. Got a couple of options here. I'll just quickly, I won't power it on. I'll just, after it's created, I'll just go through these two options quickly. There won't be nothing here, but you can create guest customization profiles whereby you can get your virtual machine, for instance, to automatically join the domain and those type of things. So it could be a useful tool.